Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Mitch's Mega Minute. I'm your host, Mitch. Today we're actually joined with Amanda and Nate.
Hey. What's up?
Mr. Nathaniel. Mr.
Sorry.
Nathaniel.
No, I went to because I went to like the YouTube channel to like have the stream open so I could see chat, and it said that you already like stream. It's like, yeah, it was streamed like 2 seconds ago. I'm like, wait, what?
That's right.
Like apparently it wasn't live for a second. It was weird.
Yeah, it does that sometimes.
Yeah.
But hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Mitch's Mega Minute, the show where we get to talk about essentially whatever the fuck we want to talk about. But we try to stick to like anime and games. So that's pretty much where we are.
Mostly. Because that's just what we do most of the time.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. But anyways, guys, today we will be talking a little bit about, as you can see from the title, we're going to talk about Full Metal Alchemist. We've also got, we're going to talk a little bit about Final Fantasy VII Remake and how we've been doing so far. I'm going to talk a little bit about Echo from Overwatch and how that's going. And we have some FMA stuff lined up, and Nate has also been watching a little bit of One Piece. So we'll be going into that as we go. But first, let's go ahead and cut to channel news real quick. In channel news this week, we will be doing the same thing we do every week, which is we'll be playing FF7 Remake on Tuesday and Friday, 4 hours apiece, starting at 8 o'clock Eastern Central Time, and then Persona 5 should be this week. So we ran into some complications last week. Both of us weren't feeling that good. It's weird times we live in, everyone. And
More than fair.
We needed a break. So we took that week off, but we will be back this week. We just needed like a break day, a vacation day. So that was pretty much what that was. But yeah, so we have 3 streams coming up this week. Nate's been doing a great, wonderful job with the highlight streams, or highlight reels. If you guys have not been checking them out, go ahead and check that out. Nate's covering Final Fantasy VII. I uploaded one last week for Persona. So yeah, it's looking pretty solid. Speaking of Final Fantasy VII, why don't we go ahead and get into our first subject of the night, which is Remake's fucking great. Remake's fucking awesome.
God, it's so good.
Everyone's hot. I can't stop staring at Tifa. It is a real problem.
I would argue they're too hot, and it's not fair anymore. See, it was one thing when it was just like Cloud and like Tifa and just like all of Avalanche and stuff. It's like, yeah, this is fine. And then you talk to more people, and it's like, oh, you're also hot as well, huh?
Yeah,
okay,
so
that's just gonna keep
Reno,
going.
yeah.
Roach. Reno's real hot. Roach.
Reno's always been hot. Reno's always been hot since Advent.
I know. Yeah, so like, people are getting handsome as fuck over.
Yeah, I don't know how it's gonna be like to play on Tuesday with a full erection. I don't know how that's gonna work.
God, because Tifa. Interesting.
I could use it to with the Joy-Con.
I'm so glad I chose the mature option, because holy shit.
Oh my god.
Because I've seen the sporty option.
Oh yeah?
The sporty option is real cute. Do not get me wrong. The sporty option is very excellent, because it's God, I don't know the exact word for it, but she has her hair up in those like little buns, and she's wearing like a really short like Chinese dress.
That's cute.
God, she's so fucking hot.
That's right. So if you have not watched the Final Fantasy VII Remake streams, why?
Wow.
No.
What are you doing? No.
No, it's been such a great time. But we did talk a little bit about it last episode. We think some foul play is afoot. Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
Some fucking foul ass play is afoot, and we each kind of came up with theories throughout the stream. I'm gonna say what I think is happening is remake is a play on words. I think the idea is that while we are playing the game, because essentially we're like 12 hours into the game. Like we are a good chunky boy's worth of time in the game. I think remake is a play on words. I think remake means that we are recreating a lot of the game, but we are essentially redoing everything. And I know that sounds weird, but in a different way. So it's tearing it apart, putting it back together, but in different ways, almost like an alchemist. No, I know that doesn't make any sense, but like,
how dare you? Oh God,
what?
Nate. For context, Nate just sent in the group chat. Nate just sent all the dress options for tea.
Oh,
that's not fair.
That is not fair.
Them are fair.
No, hang on. You know what, Nate? We have to put it up.
Yeah, I know.
It's only fair.
There was a reason I got it like a decent quality one.
All right, there we go.
Look at the sporty one right in the center. Sporty. I don't know where sporty comes in with skin tight fucking leather, but okay.
It's like, all right.
Fuck.
Sure.
Sporty.
Fuck.
Sporty.
Sporty.
I don't think it was sporty. Was it sporty?
That's sporty. That's the sporty option. The exotic option is the half kimono.
Yeah. She's beautiful in all of them. Oh, I did find out, thanks to of all places Tumblr, that because we did all of the side quests in chapter 3, the little moon earrings that she's wearing. Yeah. That's so cute. That's such a good detail.
It's neat. It's good. It's good shit.
We might want to explain to anybody who hasn't seen the Tumblr post.
Oh, yes. So you get these earrings at the end of chapter 3 if you did all these side quests. Cloud gets them. Who gave them to him? I actually super forgot.
I don't remember.
But
I don't think you actually gave them to anyone because you had like better jewelry on you.
But essentially, she's wearing the earrings that you would give her. So, yeah, there it is. There it is. It's very cute.
Strangely enough, she's only wearing them in the mature option.
This also could just be a situation in which they picked different actually, that's a good point. You'd have to go through all of them to. I don't know. But we will.
Yeah. Regardless, it's just a nice small detail. Regardless.
Oh yeah.
Maybe they just all knew that most people would go for the mature option.
I don't know. Some people definitely went with that exotic option.
Man,
I feel like it was more so just to find out what the fuck it meant.
Oh, dude, she is a star. That's all it boils down to. I am excited to play on Tuesday. But that's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that the game, cutting back to the original topic, I do think that the game, I think it's a play on words. It's Tetsuya Nomura. He always does shit like this. I'm just gonna double check here real quick before I double down my chips and make sure it was in fact Tetsuya Nomura who did this game. Do
you think it's like you're remaking the past or something like that?
I think that's what. Yep, he is the director, concept design, and characters. Yeah, he did this. Yeah, this is him.
He did this.
He did this. No, there is no doubt in my mind that that's what's going on. Also, real quick, the guy who helped write the game is Kazushiji Nojima, which I butchered horribly. But he is the writer for 7, the original writer for 7. So the fact that he came back was pretty nice. But yeah, he was the story and scenario writer. There is no doubt in my mind that Tetsuya Nomura would set something up like that, because that's the kind of director he is. Originally, Tetsuya Nomura was only the character designer. He all the iconic outfits and stuff are like are his work. So the fact that
Insane Oddball says titty. Big titty.
That's it.
That's it. Titty. Big
Titty. Big titty.
God. You know what the worst part is that it used to be 50-50 for me. I'm like, I could see Cloud of Aerith, or I could see Cloud of Tifa. They are really nailing it in the coffin for me with Tifa. But also I'm like an Omni shipper, Theo. So like I dig it all. Like I love just the interactions with the characters. It's just great. Like I'm really enjoying how they wrote Aerith. I'm really enjoying how they wrote Tifa. Barrett's still a favorite. You know, I'm just, all these characters are just so fucking wonderful. So
yeah.
Do you guys have anything you want to say before we move on to the next subject? Actually,
yeah, a little bit. We kind of discussed like theories that it might definitely be that you're going and changing the past, but I know a lot of people are just like, it just looks like PTSD. It looks like hardcore updated PTSD.
But he's remembering stuff that hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
That's the part that's getting me.
Yeah, because he like seen flashes of stuff with Aerith, and when he looks at her, he starts crying. And I definitely agree it might be something like that because Sephiroth's in full view. Sephiroth is just, hi, I'm here.
Good to see
You're
you.
gonna try to kill someone.
It's like his intro in Advent Children, man. It's good to see you, Cloud. Like it's that level of I know I'm the source of all your problems.
Yeah. And well, I definitely think you're right. I might say that it's a mix of both. That you are going back, but the reason why you're flashing in and out might be because you don't fully remember, and that could be like, oh, you're not allowed to remember because that's a spoiler.
Right.
Or yeah, just from a gameplay standpoint. But it also could just, their excuse could just be like, oh, it's PTSD. You went back to the past, and all of these things coming back at you is what's freaking you out, and you're not being able to deal. I don't want it to be some sad bullshit. I swear to God.
It's gonna be.
I swear to God, Tetsuya, do not do that. Do not make it some Mako-induced fucking poisoning flashback where you think you can change shit. I swear to God. Don't.
Where, like, at the end of the game, it's revealed that this is actually Cloud from a later date or something like that, and he's just going through the motions.
Yeah, like he's going through the motions, or he's like he's senile, essentially. Like, the Mako poisoning is so much that he's essentially gone crazy.
Oh, it's some Shutter Island logic.
Yeah, please don't do that to me.
Oh my God.
Tetsuya. Please don't.
Okay, so that's the thing. Okay, but that would work only if the point of this game wasn't to get a whole new generation of people into 7. So, like, that's the thing. I think it's working on that front. It is definitely getting a lot more people into 7. I'm glad that it's also keeping all the old fans. All my worries about this game have been completely slaughtered. This game is amazing. When I'm done with it on stream, I will probably replay it. With all the fucking audio that I can listen to. Because I haven't been able to listen to fucking jack shit.
God, dude.
God.
All the voices. All the voices are so good.
Yeah. I do know that they did replace, I think they replaced Sephiroth's VA, I think. I also...
Yeah, it kind of sounds like they did.
I know that Quentin... I don't want to hear Reno. I don't want to hear it because all I can think of is Quentin Flynn. You could have just gone Quentin Flynn, guys. He's right there. He's right there.
Hanging out, waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you say that, but maybe Quentin Flynn did want to come back.
Yeah, it's true. That is.
I mean,
true.
if they got a majority of the old people,
it's true that like he's kind of taken a step back a little bit from VA. Like the last time I heard him was Axel, and that was last year. But yeah. I don't know. It does. It
And he
sounds.
could have been like, all right, that's enough for me for this like chunk of time, you know?
That's true. That's true. It's kind of like Jeff Nimoy, where Nimoy eventually kind of backed down a little bit from anime and stuff after Trigun and Digimon. Like he was like a director for a while, and then that was the last time you heard from him.
Yeah.
But yeah, super
So
excited to
he
go
could
back.
do like one project every once in a while, and he could have just been like, you know what, Nomura, you get one. You get one voice. You only get one. Choose wisely. And Nomura's like, fuck. Axel. You get Axel. Axel. I have some shit that's gonna make a man named Mitch fucking cry somewhere. Fucking,
Yeah,
you gotta be
right.
Axel.
That's fucking right. Okay, so here's the deal. Here's the deal. So, as far as it all goes, but okay, so Kingdom Hearts 3. Kingdom Hearts 3. He was Axel in that. I'm trying to find. Man, where the fuck is it? I'm trying. Did he even come back? Did he come back for Boruto? I don't think he did. Either that or Aruka has not shown up yet. Because he was Aruka in the English dub for Naruto. He also like Advent Children he was Reno, and then I think in Crisis Core he was Reno as well. And I think that was the 2 times that he did it. Or maybe not. Maybe it was just Advent Children, and maybe I've just placed so much of his presence on that because I'm not seeing. Oh no, yeah, he was in Crisis Core. He was Reno.
Okay. I was like, I could have sworn it was the same dude, or maybe it was just a very good sound alike.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But anyways, guys,
Gotta love that there's like VAs out there that make their money by sounding like famous voice actors.
Matt Mercer.
There are porn stars that do it just for like looking like famous people, so it makes sense.
Yeah, it's just funny.
I know a lot of people know Matt Mercer for like Yusuke and like McCree nowadays, but I knew him as Kanji Tatsumi when his original VA, whose name escapes me right now, had to bail out of the project due to
Baker.
Yes, Troy Baker. Baker did Kanji Tatsumi, and super good role, great job. It's not me trying to tear it apart, but there are times where he can't come back to do it, or he simply refused. I don't know. But Troy Baker did the kind of, I call it the recovery voice lines, where it's like he does the golden VA stuff. He did the anime post a certain point. And then in Disgaea 4, ironically, Troy Baker voiced Valvatores, and he couldn't come back for the DLC bits, so Matt Mercer took over again. So that's how I know Matt Mercer, like in terms of his VA work, is the replacement for Troy Baker. It's not the greatest way to know a VA, but it's there.
But it definitely worked in his favor.
Oh fuck yeah! Because he's very good at like ironically imitating Troy Baker's voices, but he really makes it his own. You know, for a long chunk of time there, I couldn't tell the difference. I had to. I think what happened was I was watching one of the episodes of the P4 anime, and I noticed it. Like I'm like, oh yeah, Kanji does sound a little different, doesn't he? And like it was like 4 episodes into his VA role, I didn't even fucking notice. He just like there was like some inflection on a word gave it all away. Oh
yeah, but I mean, if that's like the biggest difference, then
oh yeah, no, he's great. Mercer's awesome. Also, just praise him for coming back and getting some of that shit done, because ironically, Disgaea 4 and Persona 4 are like some of my favorite games. So it all worked out fine for me, as it does
for you.
But yeah, I'm really looking forward to playing more Final Fantasy VII Remake. We've got a lot of topics. I just looked at that to talk about today. Nate, do you want to say anything about Remake before we go on? Because you haven't had a chance to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, granted, it's just like I don't have much to say because it's like I'm experiencing the game for the first time, so it's like because the only parts that I get confused by, you guys clear up for me, so it's not like I have questions to ask exactly. But no, I'm enjoying it so far, and like I've gotten super attached to the characters, which is going to hurt me drastically later on.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I already know. I know what sad hole I'm going into.
You're like, I'm not dumb.
I know what I'm doing as I go into like the sadness pit. I'm just gonna lay here and wait. I know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna get sad eventually.
Like, eventually, someone's gonna hurt me, and that's what I decided on when I fucking climbed into this hole. I knew that. I knew that going.
I know.
That's right.
I know where this is going.
It's fucking right. That being said, why don't we go ahead and get on to the next topic at hand? So I've been playing Overwatch with Gang Mudo to help kind of pass the time. Echo's a thing. Fuck.
Yeah.
So
that
okay.
good, huh?
Yeah, that good. So what happens is, okay, so for those at home who don't know, Gang Mudo and I play a lot of Overwatch. We used to play a lot of Overwatch. Then we kind of went on our we went on the protest, and then now we're kind of trying to get our way back in. It's something that we do together to relax. So Echo is a hero that has mobility, can fly a little bit if you push shift. She has a really interesting finger attack in which she shoots little beamies out of her fingertips. And then on her other hand, she'll like spray you with a couple of stuff, and then they explode on shield, and you can see it in your UI or like just on your screen. But Echo's ultimate is how do I word this? We've been destroyed multiple times by Echo's ultimate. Essentially, Echo's ultimate is she can copy any hero, any of them. As long as they're within, like, let's say enemy team has Diva, right? So Echo can turn into Diva. And as she is Diva, if you die as Diva, you can't change your character because Echo is currently using your character as a base. It's like a whole thing. But also, she has to play as you for 10 seconds, and then she obtains her ult super quick. So that when she actually does get the ult, like within like maybe 4 seconds, she can just launch it. Makes for, and I know that doesn't sound like that doesn't sound like it would be, super,
no,
super like good.
No, imagine copying an Ashe, and then you can just fucking bust a Bob out.
Yeah,
and then have
that happens.
Echo come back. No,
it happens. It is okay. So what happened? The big thing that gets me is Diva. So Diva pops in, gets maybe a couple shots into someone, has the ult ready, launches the ult, still able to fight as Diva. Diva explodes, or the mech explodes, get back into your mech, and you're still able to carry on the fight as if nothing happened.
Fucking
what? Yeah, so it and until the 10 seconds is up.
How do you program that?
It's...
So fucking Christ.
Literally you get to choose which ult you want. And the powerful thing about that is that a lot of ult gauges go differently. So like they have different speeds to them. Not everyone's ults kind of work together in the same way. So for example, Tracer's ult develops pretty quickly because one, her attacks are, pretty quick. Everything about her is pretty fast, right? But her ult's also not, super game breaky. Like if placed properly, sure, but you have to run up, toss it onto someone, back the fuck up so you don't blow yourself up. It's a whole thing, right?
Right.
But Echo's ult charge seems to be a little like in the medium area. So her ult develops pretty quickly, so you could pick, like, let's say a slower developing ult, like let's just pick Diva. Just keep picking Tifa.
Okay.
Zarya's takes a hot second. Zarya's probably like one of the hardest ults to get.
Oh yeah,
I'm pretty
no. So that's the thing though. You can pick Zarya, fight maybe 5 seconds as Zarya, develop the gauge up, launch her ult, and like it's just now. Obviously, a big part of this requires you to be that character for a second and get it off. Meaning, it's specifically designed for team fights, entering them or within them, right? But it's a game changer because literally all of a sudden, if there's an enemy Echo on your team, you have to consider who they're going to copy, right? Which ult do I want to give them? And even then, it's like, do you like if I was Junkrat, right? I have to sit there and I'm like, okay, is Echo going to copy me? Probably not. Probably not. Maybe. There's always a chance. And the best thing about Echo is that ability to copy whoever is so adaptable to any situation that when me and Gangbuddha were playing, they just wrecked us every single time. They have their 2 tanks, 2 DPS, 2 healers. Echo is one of the DPS characters. Echo will come out, fly around, take pot shots at us, get the ult ready, and then one moment will wipe us out, and then they'll move forward. They have gained so much traction that it is hard to really come back from it. Now, obviously, everyone's experiences with Echo are very different. I'm sure that there's people out there who haven't had that many problems with Echo because Echo is, once again, a little more on the squishy side. She, obviously, even with that mobility, obviously snipers can take her out pretty swiftly if they're good. Torbjorn turrets maybe,
Does it specifically have to be like enemies that she can copy?
I don't know, but I'm under the assumption it has to be enemies. Because I haven't seen there was a time where I thought, oh, you copied an ally, only to realize I wasn't paying attention that the other tank switched to like Reinhardt or something. Also, 2 Reinhardts. That nightmare, that nightmare again is back. Echo turns into Reinhardt. Echo doesn't give a shit if they die. Echo has to hit you 3 times to get the ult. Less. Gets the ult, pops it. Other Reinhardt comes in, and it's Hammer City. So it's one of those things where it's obviously very hard to balance this kind of thing out because it's so fucking situational. But but I've seen some good Echo players already. She's only been out for a week, and I've already seen some pretty solid plays.
She's been in playtesting for I think 2 months or so. She's been in playtesting for a while. So I'm not surprised, but fucking Christ, man.
Oh yeah, no.
That sounds like a fucking nightmare.
Holy shit, Nate, it is. Speaking of a holy nightmare, go ahead.
Oh no, even just the supportive aspects of that, copy a Lucio, if your team's struggling.
Oh my god!
As well.
Yeah, no kidding. I didn't even
it's just
think about
my team's doing fucking shit. Time to copy the fucking bitch Lucio. I guess.
All of a sudden, Lucio and Zenyatta become the good ones to get for your ult because they can pop such an instantaneous shield or health.
Fuck, dude.
Speaking of a nightmare you can't wake up from, you've been watching One Piece recently.
Yeah, that's a way, I guess, to describe your favorite anime.
Yeah, that's a way to talk about my favorite anime, yes. So Nate, tell us all about what's been going on. So you decided to start watching One Piece.
Yeah, because you and Amanda talk about it all the time, and it has been an anime that I wanted to get into, but it's a lot of episodes, so it's intimidating. But I'm like, I need an anime to watch on my own, and I'm not gonna run out of content to watch anytime soon.
Oh no.
So I was just like, fuck it. I want to know. I want to know what this is about. So I haven't watched that much. I'm only up to episode 7. Haven't watched much at all. Fucking Christ has a decent amount of shit happen in that in 6 episodes. God, it's just fun. I think like watching One Piece after like watching FMA, it's like it's just a shonen anime. That's what I needed. There's not like
You're waiting
emotion.
for the sadness to happen.
It's already kind of happened. Like they had like little tidbits of like Luffy's past and how he got the hat and shit, and I'm like, oh
No,
fine.
I mean like fucking dog girl sad.
Yeah. Ugh.
I love how you were 2 seconds away from being like, stop.
Stop. Don't do it. Like yeah, I know like probably shit's gonna happen like later. Like you guys haven't talked about it like in complete detail at all when you have talked about One Piece, but you kind of just talk about like the more ridiculous stuff and not necessarily the sad stuff. So I'm like, it's gonna happen, and I know that, but I'm just going to appreciate it not being sad for like 2 seconds.
For all of
No,
2
but
seconds.
yeah, I don't know. It's just fun, and I don't know. I don't really ask for much from an anime. It's just like if I enjoy it kind of thing. And I don't know. I feel bad that I didn't watch like any of it last week because my goal is to watch at least like 5 episodes a week, and I didn't. It's like second week in and didn't fucking do it. um,
Yeah.
but
I
no,
mean,
like
that happens though.
because like from like the main crew, you're like I've only really met like Luffy, Zoro, and like Nami, and that's like it so far. And I'm
Yeah.
like, they're solid already.
Oh
It's
yeah.
just
If you watch 5 episodes a week, dude, you'll only be 260 episodes in
yeah, I know. Like it's
for like a whole year.
yeah, I know. Like that was at least, because like there is so much. It's just like with everything that's just kind of like happening on my end, I just don't really have a lot of time some days.
That's fair.
But no, it's fun and I'm enjoying it and I'm excited to continue watching because it's not like it's ridiculous, but sometimes how do I explain it? It's like it can be ridiculous at times, but like not necessarily to the point of absurdity, I guess. It's like sometimes the character's like aesthetic doesn't make complete sense, but it's like whatever. It you kind of just like
whatever.
you shrug it off. It's just like, oh yeah, you're just a clown pirate. That makes sense to me.
They're just all right. That's what
That's
you are. I
that's
mean,
your
fuck it.
shtick, I
He's a
guess.
rubber man. He's a little rubber boy.
Basically,
That one
it's
looks like fucking Pinocchio. That one carries a sword in his mouth. Yeah, why not?
why not? It's just like everyone kind of has like a gimmick or like something about them, and I don't know. I think I've just come to
The
accept
one-
anime to be weird.
Yeah, the one thing that I never really got over, that still always trips me out every time I see One Piece is the sizes, how tall people get. And I'm not talking
Oh.
like mermaids or
No.
fantasy people.
just
I'm talking
people.
about Brooke, 8-foot tall Brooke, who used to be just a normal man and was 8 feet fucking tall.
Dude.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Kaido is 40 feet tall.
I know. How.
He's a normal ass dude. 40 feet tall.
Giant.
It could be now. To be fair, Kaido. It could be his devil fruit. It could be has something like the way that like Chopper is that in between a reindeer and a human. Maybe it's like that in between because I mean the dude does have giant fucking horns, but the point.
Yeah, which is why I went with Brooke, who was a normal man, ate the one where you didn't really die, and fucking that was it. He has like one that doesn't really affect his body past like, oh well now like you don't really die. Fucking he's 8 feet tall.
He gets, to be fair, what it is he gets it's essentially it's a 1-up. He gets another chance at life. and then he's immortal. But it took him 50 years to find his body, or 30 years to find his body, or something like that. It was a whole thing.
Yeah.
But you are right. Everyone is tall.
No.
Everyone is tall and
so
wide.
Tall.
Remember...
The mermaid princess.
Okay, yes.
She's like, what, 50 feet fucking tall?
That is true.
And I will give you that she is, in fact, a mermaid. And who knows how fucking tall they are, except I seen her mom. Her goldfish mom. Who, when she sat next to her baby was 3 times the size as she was, and I went, how? How did that goldfish poop you out? Where? How?
Okay, so I think we learned a valuable lesson from Amanda today. Do not question basic logic in One Piece, because just some people are going to be super huge, like Alvida or Captain Morgan, and some people will be Kobe, a child. So like it is.
Kobe. I'm just saying, like, he's totally coming back eventually, right?
Oh yeah.
Because I'm like, no other, like, random character that Luffy has talked to has bright fucking pink hair. You're coming back eventually, and Luffy, anybody's gonna be like, I don't know who the fuck you are. It's like, he just says, because he joins the Marines, so I'm like, inevitably he's gonna meet Luffy again years down the line, and he's gonna be tall, and Luffy's gonna be like, who the fuck are you?
That's right.
It's like, do you not know me?
Nate, once you get farther into it, I'm going to be very curious to find out who your favorite is. Like, who your favorite out of, like, the One Piece crew is. Because, unsurprisingly, the one from my childhood that I liked is the same one I like now.
Which is?
Guess. Just guess.
I don't want to guess.
It's Usopp.
Yeah, clearly Usopp.
Yeah, clearly. Pinocchio. My favorite.
No, I just assume I'm gonna get it wrong, so I'm just because I don't know.
It's Zoro. It's straight up that boy.
That's he's great.
He's great, and he's edgy, and that's fucking my whole jam.
Is that a pun? Is that a sword pun?
Absolutely. If I get points for it, absolutely.
Zoro's great. Oh, it's just like immediately it just shows kind of like, because he's supposed to look like a tough guy the second you meet him. Like, that's obvious.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
I just really love bastards. Just edgy bastards.
Oh, Pirate Hunter Zoro, yeah?
Yeah, Pirate Hunter Zoro, that is also a pirate.
That edgy bastard. Fucking, if they're just a fucking edgy asshole, I love them. I love them. I don't know why. Edgy asshole, heart of gold. I don't know. That's my shtick. Kanji, you beautiful bitch. Kanji was my jam too.
Oh man. Well,
edgy bastard, heart of gold.
So you've seen a couple of characters. You've witnessed a couple of fun little events. Right now, you're dealing with Buggy the fucking clown.
Yeah.
So what we'll do is we will come back to you at a later date, and we'll talk a little bit more about how you're feeling. With the adventure. But that being said, we are about 39 minutes in. We have to get to the main subjects of the night.
Oh, yeah.
So we have talked a little bit about this before, but for those at home who are not aware, we suck. No, we watch.
Yes, but not quite right now.
Yeah, not right now. Thank you for watching. Don't. Yeah. But we have watched Full Metal Alchemist 03.
Yes.
Now, I'm very specific about this because I do not want any spoilers in the chat about Brotherhood for Nate. Nate has not seen Brotherhood. We are not going to be talking about Brotherhood today. We're only going to talk about Full Metal Alchemist 03. The main reason why is because I do not remember the conversation that we had in like how we went forward with it, but I do know that we wanted to kind of show you this one. That this anime is one of the greatest anime of all time, in my opinion. In a lot of people's opinion, 03 is one of the best anime of all time. It is a wonderful little character piece about Edward Elric and Alphonse Elric and their quest to kind of get their bodies back together. And while there is a tonal difference between 03 and Brotherhood, something that we have mentioned 1,000 times before on this podcast, we wanted to show Nate 03 first. So Nate, we showed you Full Metal Alchemist, Full Metal Alchemist 03, and then we'll talk about the movie afterwards. But what are your thoughts? You've had a couple weeks to get this all together. What did you think about 03?
Okay, where to start? I don't necessarily. Well, I say that, but sometimes it is hard to make me like cry over like a show. Sometimes. I started watching this, it was, I think, episode 2 or 3. No, it was the first episode. I was crying the first episode of this. And I'm like, this is a good start. And
it's a real good start.
It's a good start. Like, this, like, I have never felt this emotionally attached to an anime, like, ever. It's like I watched like a bunch of anime when I was younger. It's like, yes, I cried over like some of them, but none have made me feel the way that like Full Metal Alchemist did. It's yeah, I've had weeks to put shit together.
Okay. Let's. How about this? Why don't we break it down? We'll break it down into specific groups of characters, and then we can kind of talk about that. So what are your thoughts on Edward and Alphonse and their journey?
Like, there's not a lot of anime that does the characters like wanting to just get back to zero. There's not a lot of anime that does that now, and there wasn't many that did it like beforehand. Everyone was already strong, especially like for something that's the base material is supposed to be like a shonen as well. It's like it's very different because usually not a lot of people find like the working up to just becoming zero interesting sometimes. But it's like there was like just a piece of me that just had to remember the entire time of watching this. It's like, these are kids. These are children that are having to deal with this. They have to be adults. They have to like deal with all of this shit just so they can be normal again.
Well, yeah, because I think within like the first 5 episodes, I remember Edward had a birthday and they're like, happy 12th birthday or something. Happy 13th or 12th birthday.
Well, that was the flashbacks.
That was the flashback because
within the series he's like 15, I think.
Yeah, within a majority of the series, but I'm talking about like right after Hughes's wife has their baby, and
because it's the same day.
Yeah, and she gives him a cake, and that's like around the beginning of their journey, and they're like, happy 13th birthday. And I sat there and I was like, oh yeah, they're babies. I forgot how baby they were.
Yeah, it's just like Ed is 13 and Alphonse is 12 at the beginning of their journey. But when like you're with them most of the time, they're around like 14 and 15, I believe. But still, like, I fucking being that age and dealing with the shit that they dealt with is just ridiculous. Like, because they did have to they had to make adult decisions, and like there are all of these characters of just like, oh, you'll understand when you're older, and it's like because they're kids, they're just like, I don't have time for that, I don't have the patience for that, I need to kind of be an adult now, and it's heartbreaking. It really is. And these fucking Christ, because I'm trying not to like talk about like the war Shambhala at all, because fucking that just re-stabbed me in the chest, but that it later, not right now. and just like how they how everything like with the homunculi and just all of it. I can't. It's I don't want to cry again. Fuck.
Okay. I agree. I definitely agree. Trying to find an anime where people go back to normal is hard. I guess we should ask you what you think of the military characters. So, May Hughes,
Okay.
Roy Mustang, he's a Hawkeye.
Thank you for starting with the one that hurt most.
let's because we can't do them all at the same time. Let's start with Hughes.
Let's start from the gate with the hurt one.
Let's just stab Nate in the heart, shall we? Just immediately. So I was an idiot for let's just put that out there real quick. In the assumption that, well, I didn't assume that none of the characters were going to die. I just didn't assume it. I just thought it would be later, not at episode 25. And I was stupid and got really attached to May Hughes, but because it's because clearly he just wants to be this parental figure for Alphonse and Ed, because they didn't have one, and but he's trying to not tread on them too much and be like, hey, I'm trying to be a parental figure. It's just he just tries to help them and encourage them where he can, because May Hughes is he's just a great dad. The entire time is the show emphasizes that he's just a good dad. But no,
Amanda.
It took me a second, so when he died, it honestly took a second for me to kind of just catch up with in my head of he's just straight up dead. This character that I absolutely loved is just, he doesn't exist anymore. And the thing that kind of made it actually click was during his funeral, and that was when I started crying. It's I felt the emotions and but it just, I hadn't caught up with it. It's just there was it was just so instantaneous, and I'm just he's okay, I guess. He's gone now. Fuck.
I'd also like to bring up the fact that Ed and Al do not know for most of the series.
Yeah, I was just about to say that as well. It's and the factor that Ed and Al don't know until literally the last couple of episodes is when they find out, is even more heartbreaking, because all of these people, all of the people know, all of the military knows. You see Roy cry, and that's a thing that doesn't happen, but Roy being Roy was still too prideful of a fucker. It's nah, it's just raining today, I'm not fucking crying. Which I'm
well, that's what they do. It's what he does.
I mean,
he'll cry when he gets home.
Yeah, Hughes is the one who saved him from killing himself. It's
not easy. It's not an easy time whatsoever. Just emotionally. I just cried so much over this anime.
So Roy. So that's the thing. Hughes' character goes through its arc. He stops being in the show around episode 25. So,
yeah, episode 25. Literally midway point.
So that being said, let's transition into the person Hughes was supporting the most, which was Roy Mustang.
Yeah.
I enjoy Roy as a character a lot, because he doesn't necessarily want to completely compromise his position in the military, but he also wants to because he's just sick of all of the murder. he's like just kind of over it, but I don't know. He's I can't. This is the issue. I just can't describe how I feel about this anime, but I enjoyed it, so it's hard.
So, like, that's the thing. I guess we can just break it down a little bit easier by asking you questions about certain things and kind of talking it out with you. Roy, like you mentioned, doesn't want to sacrifice his position, but he does so because he hates the constant killings and the constant war, and he wants to become Fuhrer. I don't know. I guess a good question is, how did you see him at first? Because he changed, like, just based off of how you see him from when we first see him to at the end of the series. He changes a lot.
Yeah.
Because we get context.
Yeah. I don't know. Kind of like with just how this anime was, like, presenting characters.
every fucking day. Every fucking day with this. Karen, get your shit together. I am tired. It is literally right in front of my window. Every fucking day, like, I shit you not. I shit you fucking not.
Karen.
I will be just hanging out. We'll be doing our own thing. And, like, Karen has to get her fucking shit together. She has to get her shit together because she either...
Why does her car always go off, man?
I don't know. Maybe because there's something wrong with her sensor and then she doesn't bother fixing it. I think it just goes off on its own. Like, it's just like, okay.
I think it's done.
Yeah, it's done because it's either Karen actually walked outside, which I don't think she did, or the car is like, fuck it. No one's trying to rob me. I hope someone robs me.
No one's coming for me. No one's coming to help me.
I have, like, theories as to why Karen's shitty-ass car alarm goes off.
There's gonna be a day that you open your window and just literally throw something at it. Now you have a reason to go off, you stupid car.
I just hate I hate the fact that it's so constant. Like, it would be one thing if it was like, oh, okay, that happened like once a week. No, it's every fucking day. Every day something triggers that alarm, but they don't want to get it fixed because it's going to cost them money. Motherfucker, you just got like $1,000 from the goddamn government. You can fix your motherfucking car alarm.
For the love of God,
For the love of fucking God. Get your shit together, Karen. Get your shit together.
Anyhow, we were talking about Roy.
Yeah, go ahead, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, a minute. Because you asked, like, how I felt about him at first.
Yeah.
Mitch was laughing at my reaction to me finding out Roy's last name. I was not anticipating him to have the last name Mustang. And I'm like, your name is Roy Mustang? Like, what the fuck?
Your name is Roy Mustang? What are you, a fucking...
I don't know, it caught me just, like, so off guard because everyone's name is, like, kind of, like, it's, like, everyone else's name is just, like, yeah, it's, like, not too kind of out there. I don't know, just the name Roy Mustang was just, like...
Roy Mustang isn't that weird.
I don't know, it just, like, comparatively to everyone else's name in the beginning, it was like, okay, that's your name, I guess. But freaking, anyhow. But no, he kind of does, like, seemingly start off, like, serious but, like, cocky as well, is kind of, like, his attitude to kind of begin with. Right. But I'm like, because, like, this show has, like, presented that, hey, there's just more to characters that meets the eye kind of thing. They kind of emphasize that pretty quickly. It's like, these characters have gone through some shit. Like your main characters have gone through some shit, and so I was like just anticipating that shit. Some shit, a lot of shit in the very beginning. Holy fuck!
Too much shit, one would argue.
Just overly much shit. So like I just like it's not that I expected. It was just like, okay, so any money, all of these other characters are dealing with their own fair share of bullshit, right? Oh. So like. Yeah, at first he like came across as like
a prick.
It's like yeah, he came across as an asshole at first, but I'm like, there's a reason you're an ass. And I know that.
I'm sure of it.
Yeah, it's
you
like
can't just be an asshole.
Exactly, and that's kind of like, even though he came across as like an asshole to begin with, I'm like, there's a reason you're an asshole, and I'm sure it's for a very valid reason. Sure enough, you get further into this fucking anime, and it's like, yep, you're a prick for a fucking reason. Holy shit. Fucking Christ.
Yeah. They're all just real sad bitches, aren't they?
Just all of them. Even like the characters that are kind of like doing like semi better off in their life are still fucking sad, and it's like, why? But yeah, like Roy later on, that's the thing that I kind of like appreciate about most of the adults in this show. They're like because that's the thing. It's like, yeah, they're supposed to treat like Ed specifically because he joined the military. It's like, oh, we have to like, treat you like just another person in the military. It's like we shouldn't treat you like a kid. And it's not that they treat them like kids. It's just like there is like a level of respect there, which obviously Ed and Al like appreciate. But it's like they're still like protective and still want to help them achieve their goals, and because they understand, it's just like these kids just want to be normal again. They just want to go back to normal. And like, yes, it's optimistic, and a kind of like it is a childish thing to want to just be normal again, especially with what they've done. But like, I'm just going to be there for them and help them. And once they like reach a point where they kind of like realize that like what they've done, they have to just live with it. It's like, I will be there for them. And most of the adults like are like that. And I don't know, it's like, I just appreciate like, because they just respect them. It's like, yeah, you guys have gone through a lot of hard shit for kids. And it's like, yeah, we would probably want to be more caring and protective for you guys, but we know for a fact you will push us away if we do this. So
Oh my god.
What's up?
Oh my god, Karen.
Oh my god, is it going off again?
Karen, get your shit together.
Get your shit together, Karen. Continue.
It's not well, this time it's not coming through your mic if it's any.
No, it's not coming out for you, but it is. Oh, it's gone.
You can hear it, and that's the annoying part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Quickly, before Karen's car throws another fit.
Yeah, but like a lot of like Roy Mustang's like crew and like the military and like the people that he trusts the most, they freaking like they're just there like to see like Roy reach his goal as well. And I don't know, it's all just really well written. All these characters are just great in their own right.
Oh yeah. I guess. God, who should we ask about next? I was thinking either Scar or the homunculi.
I think Scar. It's easier to go through Scar than 7 other characters.
Yeah. Yeah. So Scar. At first, I was confused with his whole deal. I would be very honest at first when I was like, okay, you have some shit that I'm sure we'll understand in time. Granted, like, a lot of stuff was happening when Scar kind of came into the picture. Like,
yeah,
a decent amount of stuff was happening. So, like, when he first shown up, he was not, like, a priority on, like, what the fuck is happening list. So, once I kind of, like, just kept watching and, like, understanding, like, exactly what was going on, I'm just like, oh, fuck. Like, just over time, it was like, well, this is gonna be sad when he reaches his end goal. Fuck. Because he, like, so that's the thing. A lot of, like, these characters, their main thing is just wanting to, like all of these characters have, like, the ambition of just, like, finishing a goal or like they have an end game in mind. Like every single one of these characters, or like just like their goal is just very like big to them, and that's like their entire like character because they like to strive to achieve it. Scar, it's basically like finishing off what his brother started, as well as just trying to kind of figure out what the fuck's happening along the way. Because it's like, my brother gave me this arm, time to keep fucking killing people. Because that's what like my brother was doing. Like, not like his brother wasn't doing that, but you know. God, just that's the thing. It's like the homunculi and Scar kind of just go hand in hand a little bit, because
one particular one does.
Yeah, one particular one does. But the idea that like they just started all these wars just so a lot of bloodshed would happen just to create a fucking stone is just fucked.
It's fucked up.
Yeah, it's real fucked. And
yeah, it's super fucked up. And Scar is a very tragic, sad character.
To join the rest of them.
To join one of the many really sad characters. God, I guess that is a good way to lead into the homunculi. What did you think about Lust and Scar? Like their whole story together.
Okay, like when the homunculi kind of first appeared, I was confused, which was like kind of most of like how I was with this anime. It's like I was confused at first, but then it like all eventually like sunk in when I thought about it for a second.
Mm-hmm.
But well, you heard me as we're like watching this. It's like there were like moments that I was piecing shit together, whether it was right or not. I was piecing shit together.
Oh
like,
yeah,
it's just like because I can't help but do that in any like watching something, playing something. I always try to like fill in the blanks on like my own accord without finishing things, because I'm like I want to. It's like I want to watch more, but I have to watch it with people, so I have to wait.
I gotta chill out.
I gotta chill the fuck out. And instead of chilling the fuck out, I don't do that. I just go inside my own head and try to fill in the blanks on my own. It's like I'll fucking figure it out. But no, like because that's the thing. It's like the pieces like were there, but you just didn't have the context to them pretty much. Until like later on. But no, the homunculi are such sad beings, basically. Like just from how they're like the reason they're created, how they're created, and like how they can be killed. All of it is just so fucking ridiculously sad to me.
Oh yeah.
Cause like they're created by love pretty much, and the desire to bring a loved one back. And that's how they're like brought into existence in the first place.
And then they're killed by the fact that they know they're not that loved one.
Yeah, and it's like knowing that they're not that loved one kills them at the same time, and then they're just these like, and when they exist, they slowly learn over a time that we are not the loved ones that these people tried to create in the first place. It's like we're not them. It's like we want to be human, but like and that's also the other thing, they're just desire to be human. And then there's all these characters that want immortality and question. It's like, why do you want to be a human anyway? It's like, don't you want to don't you want to just be immortal? And like when they have that conversation with Ed, like it's, yeah, but look at Alphonse. Alphonse is immortal, but you're trying to get him back to being a human. When you put it in that context, it's not fucking great, is it? So the existence of like the homunculi is just very sad. Like, even though these characters are in a way supposed to be the villains in this, like, they're not at all. They're just like every other character in this. They have a goal and they have an ambition and they want to reach it. In a way, everyone kind of just want to reach their point of normal. It's like especially like with freaking, like, I'm trying to think, but like the stuff with like Wrath, especially for me, because Wrath was a literal baby that got brought back to life and then given to like the gate. He literally just, because it's like you can't live like this, pretty much. So she like gave him to the gate, but he was still living within the gate. It's like he had a body that grew, pretty much, and that's so weird, because it's like how that's just, I don't know. There's so much. It's so hard to sum up this shit in this fucking anime in a short amount of time that you can't.
Well, okay,
Oh, I know.
so
There's just so much.
So that's the thing, though. See, like the homunculi are 7 individual characters. Each one treats their immortality or treats their abilities in different ways, except for Gluttony, who is fat and stupid. But
that's the whole character.
That's the character. But like, each character had their own development. Each character had their own, setup. Obviously with Greed, he wanted more. And he wanted that immortal body. He wanted, he didn't even want to be human. He just wanted to keep the party going forever. But he also had like a soft spot for him. It showed that, like, yes, they are technically these personifications of these traits, but they're more than that. Especially Lust, a character who went through an interesting development throughout the series and understanding what exactly it means to be human.
And that and you're right, she did go through that interesting development, and then even at the end they're like, is this what you wanted? And she's like, no, I think what I wanted was to die and to find out for myself.
Like,
because
go ahead.
Oh, go on.
No, go ahead.
Like, go on. So for her, it's definitely okay, well, I do want to be human. But I think it was also the fact that she's like, well, I was a woman. I lived a life that was very happy, and yes, I did die early, and it was sad. But I don't want to keep going. I wish I was still that person. And not this monstrous fucking thing that has lived way, way longer than I should. And I think that's pretty interesting that she's like, I just wanted to have the ability to die and the ability to choose.
I really enjoy the character developments of the homunculi here a little bit more than their manga counterparts. I just wanted to say that real quick. As much as I enjoyed the manga, one character that I think worked better was Envy.
Oh, yeah.
Envy turning out to be the son of Hohenheim and Ed and Al's half brother was a really fun reveal. That was dramatic, and it was all the right levels of, okay, so this runs in the family sorts, and it's also, we haven't mentioned this before, but if you did not know, Fullmetal Alchemist 03, half of that series, a little bit more than half of that series, is not canon.
Which
is a fact that killed Nate.
Yeah, because that was fun, because Mitch and Amanda did tell me at some point in like the midst of when we were watching it, but I think I just had those moments that if it's not important to me, I just throw it out of my brain immediately. or like I wasn't paying attention when you guys said it or something. I don't know. But so I was watching this thinking that, yeah, this is how it goes. And then we finish it. And then Mitch kind of just said offhandedly, yeah, it's really weird that all of this is like not canon. And I'm like, wait, what?
That's right.
What?
You were on the floor by that point.
Oh no, I got up. I was kind of pacing around my room just being like, what the fuck? How is that not how it goes? And then I just reached a point that I collapsed on the floor and I was just crying. So
that's the trick. 03 to some people is not what they would call the best. It's not even worth a watch to them because it's not canon. The canonicity of Full Metal to them lies entirely on Brotherhood.
Yeah.
Which is kind of fucked up because Brotherhood assumes that you've seen 03 or at least read the manga before. Because it rushes through a lot of that shit. Like May Hughes dies episode 25 in this series. May Hughes dies episode 10. Either episode 10. It's pretty early. It's pretty fucking early.
I don't want to go through it again, man.
Well, dude, we have to at some point. We have to. You have to know how it really goes. You have to understand Brotherhood. I know, because it'll make you appreciate this adventure more. It'll make you appreciate 03 just as much because they're both wonderful shows. Both of them tell a very different story, though.
I don't know, that's because we've talked about it, how people probably wouldn't even watch 03 just because it's not the canon thing. Basically, so I had it in my head and then I forgot. Fucking my words are great today.
Wonderful. Yeah, wonderful chosen words, yes.
Yes, brilliant.
You're overwhelmed.
I am. I'm trying not to cry again. Is what's happening. I've been holding back tears this whole time. It's really hard.
It happens, man.
It happens. But no, I don't know. I feel like with the canonicity of things, it granted it's been it's different now than it was when it came out in 03. It's because people didn't care if it wasn't canon or not. They're just just watching something is the thing. It's it's just it's a different interpretation of the source material. And I don't know, I feel when it comes to canonicity with fucking anime, I don't know why people be like, this isn't worth watching because it's not canon. What the fuck are anime movies then of shows? Half of the yes, they're canon, but the shit that happens in them is so not important that you don't need to watch them. Because the characters they introduce in movies has a tendency of not following through back into the series.
Well, okay, so go ahead.
I don't know. That's just kind of how I see it. It's yeah, I get it. If you don't want to watch it, you don't want to fucking watch it. But especially for FMA, that's supposed to be a shonen anime. It's yes, there are very good action scenes and stuff in it, but for the most part, it's it's sad and it's emotional. It's I feel it'd be more a drama than an action than anything else, but it's still enjoyable, as sad as it is. I cried a lot and I enjoy it a lot, but fucking Christ.
Yeah, so the thing that makes FMA 03 super work is the epilogue to me. The finality of it all, the bittersweetness of the ending and the bittersweetness of its epilogue, and we're going to switch in. That's a great A transition to let's talk a little bit about Conqueror of Shambhala. So this image I picked very specific in case anyone hasn't seen it, but at the same time we're going to be spoiling the whole thing, so it doesn't really matter. But I also just really love this image because it's there's a tonal shift in Conqueror of Shambhala. Characters have aged dramatically. Not dramatically, but they've aged quite a bit since the last time you saw them. Edward is 19 now. Alphonse is 15. As it turns out, having his body on the other side of the gate made it so that it didn't age with him. So yeah.
Yeah. Before we get into this, because I will probably cry. Because just the starting thing of this movie. But I think Insane Oddball knows you guys. We have to hurt you to make you understand, Nate. We do this out of love.
Okay.
Exactly. Thank you, Insane Oddball.
Yeah. Thank you for understanding the point. No. So here's the deal, right? So the reason we wanted you to watch FMA 03 was because, at least I wanted you to watch FMA 03, was because in my mind there isn't an anime today that holds a torch to just the character-driven writing. And yes, I will acknowledge that there are mistakes and flaws and pacing issues with the final 25 episodes. I will super acknowledge that. But there is not an anime out there that has gotten me to feel the way for characters that Full Metal Alchemist has been able to. There is something about it is lightning in a bottle that can never be replicated. Because anime nowadays has to fit very much into its canonicity.
Otherwise, people complain.
Well, yeah. Because when someone finds out that something's a filler arc, no one gives a shit anymore. But FMA 03 is such an anomaly because the entire ending is a fucking filler arc. The entire end had to be written by people who understood the material the best that they could, had to get the approval by the author to give it their own adaptation and spin. And dare I say, some of the stuff in 03 works a little better than how it worked in the manga. And I'm very much referring specifically to the homunculi and their purpose.
Yes. Oh god, yes. You're so fucking right.
Which is something that we're gonna have to talk about that when we watch Brotherhood, because that's everything you know about homunculi you have to throw out of your mind because they do not function that way anymore.
Fuck.
Yes.
Their characters aren't the same anymore.
Did you like Lust's character development? You throw that out. You got to throw it out right now.
Throw it out. She's not like that. She's not like that at all.
Do you like the fact that Envy was fucking Ed and Al's half brother? Throw it out. Got to throw it out right now. That's not a thing.
Throw that shit out.
Yeah, a good chunk of what you know about the homunculi, you need to ball it up and throw it right in the trash because that's not how it works. Even, did you like Wrath? Throw it away. Did you like Sloth? Throw it away.
Sloth and Wrath
aren't those characters.
Yeah, Sloth and Wrath are completely different characters. They're not and I don't mean personality-wise. I mean they are not those character slots.
Yeah. They're literally not the same people.
Yeah.
Well, I assumed as much because it's if more than half.
Did you like your Bradley? He's not like that anymore, by the way.
Yeah, no. Because half of FMA 03 was more homunculi based, and it's yeah, I'm assuming Wrath and Sloth are completely different people because they were the most recent additions to the homunculi, so I'm yeah, they're probably gonna change.
Yeah, so yeah, there's tons of things, and you will understand when we get there. Let's not try to talk too much about Brotherhood, but you will understand in the first episode exactly what I mean by when I say the phrase Brotherhood expected you to watch 03 or read the manga first.
Yeah.
They give away a lot of shit at the very first episode. And the first episode of Brotherhood, ironically, is a filler episode to catch you back up to the adventure. Ugh.
Hey. Anyhow.
Conqueror of Shambhala.
So, right off the bat, I started crying because of the factor of... so, basically...